At the moment, we have 93 brawlers in Brawl Stars, with more to come. The next one is Trunk, which should have been released in early access, but it got delayed for 3 weeks. It's kind of weird they did that, but I am not going to discuss it in this video. Last time, I revisited some of Brawl Stars' worst brawler releases of all time, which is an update of an older video. And it makes sense to do the same for the other one by revisiting some of Brawl Stars' best brawler releases, and Brawl Stars is well known for releasing very broken brawlers across its history. Before starting, I want to mention this is all my opinion, and if you disagree with some of my choices and think other brawlers should have been on the list, you are free to write them in the comments. One more thing that I forgot to mention last time is that I am not going to include any brawlers released during beta, with the exception of one, because it was added just a few days before the global launch. The reason why is that I didn't play during that time. Maybe in the future, when I do another update for this video, I will have someone who can help me out who played during this period. With that being said, let's get right into this. Leon was the first legendary brawler added after the beta launch, with Crow and Spike being available when Brawl Stars released, if you're confused. His attacks dealt more damage, at 500 per blade at level 1, which meant he could deal 2,000 damage up close at just level 1. At long range, he dealt less, but he has a way to get close to enemies. His super today is quite good, but it doesn't compare to the one he had at release. The duration was 4 seconds longer, meaning you could have gone invisible for 10 seconds, which is a very long duration. On top of that, enemies couldn't see Leon when he was invisible, even if he was close to them. And one more thing, he charged his super faster. Leon was broken at release, even though the ability to not be seen was changed just 2 days after launch. But his other stats were not touched, so he still terrorized the meta for the upcoming months. Rosa was pretty much invincible at release. Her super today is good, offering a 70% damage reduction shield, but back then it was stronger. It gave you an 80% damage reduction shield. Also, the super lasted 6 seconds, which was double what it is today, and charged faster. Most of the time, you could have charged your super again, which is insane that it was even possible. On top of that, Rosa also dealt more damage and was pretty much unstoppable and unkillable, and the only brawler that could counter her was just another Rosa. Sprout, like any other brawler on this list, was broken at release. His first star power today increases the explosion radius of the projectile every 5 seconds at the end of the attack. But back then, it was different. It didn't happen every 5 seconds, but with every single attack. To get the increase in the projectile's explosion radius, your attacks should not hit anyone, which was weird, but this is one of the things that really made him broken. If you missed your attack, don't worry. The increase was just enough to still hit the enemy, and on top of that, the increase was much bigger than it is today, being 1 tile. His first gadget healed him for 3,000 health, almost double what it is at level 11 today, which is insane because it provided a lot of survivability. And that's not everything. His super was much better, especially in Brawl Ball, because it couldn't be destroyed even by those who just respawned and had an invincibility shield. Sprout received some significant nerfs 2 weeks after his release. Serge was the second chromatic brawler ever added and is on another level compared to Gale. His first star power today makes his attack split when hitting a wall, but back then it always split no matter where you aimed it, which was insanely broken, especially at max level. You could easily hit people who were behind walls, and it was also very good for control. His first gadget was completely different than it is today. When Serge was added, his gadget let you teleport. If someone was hiding behind a wall, you could just teleport through walls to reach them. If you wanted to escape a sticky situation, you could just teleport away. It had so many uses and lasted for a long time, longer than his first star power, which was nerfed just 2 months after launch. Amber would pretty much burn enemies, literally. She had more health, which meant she could survive longer. Her main attack and super dealt more damage, and the super charged faster. There was also a bug that let Amber charge her super even faster. Essentially, she was a DPS machine, and she got nerfed hard. In just 1 month, she received 6 nerfs, which is a lot in such a short period of time compared to some other brawlers on this list. Stu was very good, and I don't want to sound like a broken record by saying that the brawler has more health or does more damage, which is true for Stu, but I will try to mention this less to avoid making this video repetitive and boring. His super, like today, charges after you hit 1 attack, which is very good. However, it had something that made Stu very broken, which was his ability to knock back enemies with his super. This was very good and had many uses, such as stopping a Frank super, preventing the enemy from scoring in Brawl Ball, and probably many others. These are just the ones that came to top of my mind. This was removed 3 months after Stu was added. Meg received many reworks, and all of them were broken, and at release, she was no different. She could charge her super very quickly, needing to hit enemies with only 6 projectiles, which required just 3 ammo, and you would not lose it if you activated it and got killed. Additionally, her super was different compared to today. The mecha was stronger, with more health and damage, but it had health decay, so after some time, your mecha would be destroyed. 2 more smaller details. After her mecha was destroyed, she would receive 3 ammo immediately, and she would start healing faster. She received an emergency nerf only 2 days after launch, and it seems the Brawl Stars team never found a way to balance her even after 2 reworks. Gray is a great support brawler, but doesn't compare to his release version. His second gadget, Grand Piano, is like El Primo's, but you can aim wherever you want, and back then, the radius of the gadget was double, which made it very easy for Gray to open pretty much any map during that time. Also, his super let his allies teleport instantly when he placed it, which opened up some cheesy tactics with Bo, which were not very enjoyable when facing it. And I'm glad his super was nerfed, and this is not possible to do anymore. Hank's release was a buggy mess. He had good stats, but there were bugs that made him even better. His super dealt extra damage up close. He dealt more damage with power cubes or outside buffs, and there were probably more things I missed. That's not everything. Back then, you could hide in bushes and charge your attack, and the enemy couldn't see you like they can today. Also, you could heal yourself from auto-regeneration while charging your attack. He got nerfed hard, 7 nerfs and bug fixes in just 1 month, and those balance changes pretty much killed him for most of his history until he received many buffs and a hypercharge. Cordelius, when he was added, was very good, and he still is, but he is not even remotely as strong. His super was the most broken part, and still is. The ability to send you and an enemy to the Shadow Realm in a 1 versus 1, which is so useful in so many situations. You can use it as a form of escape or to reduce the count of the enemy team, like when 2 of them are alive and you let your team face only 1 enemy and many others. However, there was something that made him even better back then, and it was his gadgets, which are still good today. But back then, you could use them in the Shadow Realm, which is not possible now, and gave Cordelius a lot of unfair advantages over the enemy, who couldn't use gadgets or the super, which Cordelius could charge it while in the Shadow Realm, making it possible to chain supers, which was broken, especially in Showdown. Charlie was probably one of the most broken brawlers at release. Her super could keep an enemy stuck in her cocoon for 10 seconds, which is double what it is today. Also, her first star power reduced the enemy health stuck in her cocoon by 50%, which is again double what it is today. That's not all. Her first gadget spawned stronger spiders with more health. Even if they had decaying health, they still survived for a longer duration, which was very useful. And they are still useful, but not as much. Also, her main attack was stronger, dealt more damage, had more range, and the delay between attacks was shorter, which meant you could use your attacks more often. The Brawl Stars team nerfed her for months until the end of June 2024, which is pretty much 8 months, during which she received 17 nerfs. Kit was a pretty strong brawler at release. His first gadget turned him invisible for 5 seconds, which was broken, and it is still very good today, with only a 3-second duration. Also, his super allowed him to jump on enemies or allies, and he was immune while attached to them. He dealt a lot more damage when attached to his teammates, dealing 2,000 at level 1. Using his second star power, which increased the power cube buff, he could collect around 6 power cubes, letting his supercharge itself. When it was charged, he could just jump on an enemy and get another super instantly, effectively repeating that to kill everyone, and nobody could stop him. Kit was nerfed 2 weeks after his release. Larry and Lorie may be one of the strongest brawlers ever released. Both twins had stronger stats than they do today, and they also charged their super faster, needing only 5 hits to do so, which is pretty fast for a good super. Both of their star powers were broken. Protocol. Protect transferred all incoming damage to Lorie, and if you combined it with their second gadget, Order Fall Back, which swapped the twins' places and also healed them, you would get probably one of the best survivability rates ever seen in this game. It made Larry pretty much a tank. Their second star power, Protocol Assist, reloaded 30% of your ammo whenever Lorie damaged an enemy, like it does today. But there was a big difference back then. If Lorie hit a pet like Nita's bear or Jesse's turret, it would count and reload your ammo. In 2 months, they ended up receiving 11 nerfs. Clancy works similarly like Serge, but keeps his upgrades even after he dies. Stage 1, like today, is still awful, but back then he could reach his other stages much faster, needing only 5 hits to get to Stage 2. His super was much stronger than it is now. It could deal more damage and charged faster. If he were at Stage 3 and close to an enemy, he would easily kill the enemy and most of the time charge his super, which he could then use on other enemies. He was pretty much a damage machine. On top of that, his second star power, Pumping Up, charged his ammo after each elimination, which remains the same today. I considered it one of the best star powers in the game, but back then, combining it with a stronger Clancy was pure chaos. One more thing, his second gadget, Tactical Retreat, worked similarly to Maisai. You still get that dash today, but it also had the ability to stun enemies, and you also got that additional ammo. He received some big nerfs, 5 after just 1 month, and many more after that. Lumi is one of the most recent brawlers added to the game, and she is still very good, but it doesn't compare to her release state. Like any other brawler on this list, she had higher stats at release than she has now. Her second gadget, Grim and Frostbitten, which creates freezing winds around her morning stars, like Lu's super, had a smaller cooldown of only 18 seconds, which is 5 seconds faster than it is today, and is still annoying. But at launch, it was even more because of how often she could use that gadget. Her second star power, Halftime, slows enemies hit by her recalled morning stars for 2 seconds, which is 1 second longer than it is today. While many may think a 1 second difference is not significant, trust me, in this type of game, it could be the reason why you won the match. It not only helped, but still helps to hit your enemies easier, and back then, you had more time to do so. Even after so many nerfs, she is still a good option today. Ali is the most recent brawler added to this game, and she pretty much terrorized everyone for almost the entire month of July. Her second gadget, Cold-Blooded, let Ali become enraged for the next 6 seconds, which was 2 seconds longer than now. Her second star power, You Better Run, You Better Take Cover, made her reload her ammo 40% faster while enraged, which was 15% faster than it is today. Combining these two would make for one of the strongest combos in the game, and I am asking myself, who thought this was balanced? But that's not all. She could reload her ammo normally faster than now, and there was no delay between attacks, so if you had the ammo, you could just spam it, which was broken, especially in the first 6 days of the Angel event. Ali was so broken that the Brawl Stars team needed to give her an emergency nerf during her early access offer, which means most players, including myself, didn't experience an even stronger Ali. This is the end of this video. It took longer to make, but it was fun as usual. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe to support my YouTube channel. See you in the next one. Peace.